After a snowy weekend, we've got more snow in the forecast. I'm 13 News meteorologist Matt Standridge. These are precipitation chances, but this whole week is so cold that every single chance coming at us, it will be in the form of snow. Tuesday night and Wednesday is our next system. But before we really get into that system, let's talk about how much we picked up this weekend. Take a look at some of these snowfall totals. These are the radar estimates. What you actually saw on the ground might be a little bit different, but I want to show you this before we show you the exact measurements because the whole state picked up a little bit of accumulating snow. All Hoosiers woke up to a layer of white this morning. Just depends on how much white you saw, how thick that layer was. But many of us were in the 1.5 to 3 inch rain. There were a couple reports closer to 4 inches or so. But now we still have some flurries throughout the rest of the Sunday evening and early Monday morning time frame. Those will be mainly north and east of Indianapolis. So there could be a little bit more accumulation, but these are really the totals that you guys sent in. These were as of 6 o'clock Sunday evening. Peru, big winner. 4 inches. We had a lot of 3-inch reports, especially in eastern Indiana. Connorsville for the Spartans and the Richmond Red Devils were coated in a layer of white. Up in Marion, we got 3, and also Lawrence 3 there on the east side. And a lot of us were in the 2-inch range, and Indianapolis officially recording at the airport 1.9 inches. Not bad, but it definitely left a very slick layer on the roads for your Sunday morning, and there's probably going to be slick spots for a while because we have really cold air that's continued to surge in from the north. In fact, we're not going to get above freezing again until maybe this coming weekend. So let's take a look at the weather pattern for this upcoming week, and we'll talk about the next snowmaker that's on the way. Bunch of cold air off to the north, and look where it's going. It is kind of recycling and then headed to the south for your Tuesday, Wednesday, really Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and throughout the whole week. I don't think we get above freezing with some sunshine really until, I think Friday's still cold, but Saturday we'll start to finally get closer to freezing. But I wanted to show you the jet stream, not just the cold, because the jet stream is going to help carry these storm systems at us. We're going to watch them develop in the plains and then swing right towards the Ohio River Valley. Now the core of the jet stream should be just to our south, and that's where we think also the heaviest snowfall totals will be, kind of in that heart of the jet. Now, if there's a slight meandering to the north, that's going to increase our snow chances for Indiana. But imagine this is like a highway for snow chances for the middle of the week. We've got a big chance there Tuesday night into Wednesday. So we want to kind of give you an early look on what we're thinking. So some of this was some leftover snow accumulation for late in the weekend, but generally you can see the pattern where you have right along the jet stream, better chances for snow wrapping in from the south. And then there's a little bit more of a curvature to the north, although some of this was some leftover from earlier into the weekend. We think there's a good chance for some very heavy snow in parts of the Ozarks. And then the question is, as it leaves the Ozarks, does it take a little bit more of a northerly trend into Indiana, or does it mainly stay in Kentucky? Right now, we're kind of leaning Kentucky, but there has been some data that's showing that there could be a little bit of a farther north trend as we're basically registering how deep this cold air mass is, because the jet stream's on the edge of the cold air. So let's say the pocket of cold air comes in and it sits here. That means this bottom edge will get the snow. But if the cold air is just a little bit deeper, that means this will be the area that gets the snow. So we're still kind of registering, okay, will that edge be towards St. Louis, or will it be down towards Cape Girardeau, far a little bit farther to the south, maybe Memphis? And that will dictate also kind of where the biggest snow chances start to track and how the low pressure kind of goes. But we do think there's a chance for snow in the middle of the week on top of just the really cold air. We don't have to worry about ice or rain with this storm system in the middle of the week for Indiana because it's just going to be downright cold. We're going to have mornings starting in the single digits and highs in the afternoon only reaching into the teens. So any kind of snow that comes in, it probably won't be super wet. It'll be a little bit on the drier side. Could be a little bit heavy, but it's going to be a drier snow just because it is so cold out there all week long. But wind chills will be below 0, especially in the mornings. And even if you get, a stray flurry on a couple days, there's going to be some slick spots day after day. So just watch out for that all week. This may be our second or third coldest week of the winter. I don't think we're quite to the coldest, but it's going to be a week out there for sure. Give yourself a little extra travel time. So that's talking about the cold. So we've got the cold layer in place. Now we got to talk about the moisture coming in. All right, so we think midweek snow really starts hitting the plains on Tuesday, but I don't think it gets into Indiana till more like Tuesday, late afternoon and into the evening. Maybe western Indiana Tuesday afternoon, but for much of central Indiana, it'll be Tuesday late evening, then all through the night Tuesday. We'll wrap things up a little bit after sunrise on Wednesday morning. From the low end point, I think at least there's a good chance. This is an early call. We're about 48 hours out. Early call would be on the low chance an inch or two, kind of like we saw, maybe a little bit less than we saw throughout the weekend. But I wouldn't be surprised if we had to nudge some snowfall totals up if this thing just swings up a little bit farther to the north. For the past couple of weeks, we kind of noticed a trend. A lot of these systems seem to trend just a little bit farther to the north. If that's the case, we could get a higher end, 3 to 6 inches. A lot of us got to 2 to 3 inches, maybe a little bit more over the past weekend. So we've got another maybe good dose of snow. This is the higher end. This is not what is guaranteed at all. We're going to continue to update this forecast as we get closer. We talk about not showing super specific snowfall maps, several days out. We're 48 hours out now, so we're starting to get a little bit more into specifics. But we just kind of want to give you the range of where we're even talking about, what you should even prepare for. But especially if we're on the higher end of things, there will probably be school disruptions for Wednesday morning. So keep that in mind. But just in general, the roads are going to be icy and slick. They were this weekend, and they're likely going to be in the middle of the week. So we're going to get this high pressure out of here. That'll open up the gateway. You're watching some of that snow develop, and you do see kind of the tentacles, if you want to call them. Some of the clouds kind of thick there towards the Ohio River could spit out some flurries throughout the week. But generally, we start talking about the actual system by about 1 o'clock. You see the deeper blue showing you the heavier snow there, parts of eastern Kansas and western Missouri, a lot of thick ice once you get farther south into parts of Oklahoma and Arkansas. And we get this system to exit the Ozarks and start coming at us. So parts of western and southwestern Indiana could start getting the lighter snow showers at first. I think everything's going to be light at first, and then as time progresses, the band's going to get heavier and heavier. Sometimes it's the leading band that's super heavy. This time it's going to take a second. It'll be light at first, and then it will intensify. Throughout late Tuesday afternoon and evening, slowly that snow will start to spread. Light at first, just snow showers out there across Indiana. But notice that trend. Look at the heavy snow crossing the Mississippi, kind of coming towards southern Indiana. We do think there's a trend. Farther south you go, a little bit more snow that you could possibly see. But I think we're also far enough north that we shouldn't have to really worry about that nasty stuff. No one likes ice. We'd rather have snow than ice. So then we play this out Tuesday night through your Wednesday morning. Here's 4 o'clock in the morning. We're just starting to get the superintendents out. They're looking around thinking, okay, how's school going to go today? How are the roads doing? And I think there's going to be some good solid snow there. The heaviest snow bands from Indy to the south right through Louisville. I think the heaviest accumulation by 4 o'clock in the morning will be in southern Indiana, but I wouldn't be surprised if we got an inch or so. They're closer to Indianapolis. I think right there at 4 o'clock could be some of our heaviest snow. I think generally from about 11 o'clock at night, Tuesday night, through about 4, 5, 6 o'clock Wednesday morning. That'll be the heaviest burst. Once we get the heavy stuff out of here, there will be some light snow on the backside. This is 8, 9 o'clock. Eastern Indiana still in it pretty decently, but we'll start to notice that winding down throughout the Wednesday morning after sunrise, and then there could be just flurries throughout the rest of the day, but the majority of the system will be done by the afternoon. So this is mainly a Tuesday night. All right, this is an early call. Our whole weather team is watching. We'll continue to update this map as we get a little bit closer, but this is just an early look. We'll probably have to move these bands up or down. We'll have to see, north or south. But there's a good chance that we get an inch or so, I think, across much of central Indiana from I-70 north or Highway 40 north. Better chances for 2, 3, 4 inches once you get south of Indianapolis. And then we're probably going to have the steadier snow bands, 4 to 6 inches possibly falling there in southern Indiana. Could be another good dose of white there from Evansville all the way to the northern suburbs of Louisville and to Clarksville, New Albany, and Jeffersonville. And then farther to the north, we're kind of in the lighter snow the whole time. There might be a long window that you're getting snow showers, but they're more just flurries all the time. It'll take a little bit longer to accumulate, but one thing you've got to know is that because it's so cold and we'll have a dry window ahead of time, the snow can actually stick pretty easily. Snow loves to stick to cold, dry surfaces, and I think that's what we'll have. But also, some good news for you. Because everything's going to be dry ahead of the storm, there will be a lot of pretreatment out there. NDOT, local highway crews, they can get out there, they can do their thing, no problem. We had that problem throughout the weekend with the rain changing to snow so quickly throughout the overnight hours. This time they can actually pre-treat the roads, and that'll help. So we'll have to see what happens, but we're thinking about a couple inches headed our way for Tuesday night and the Wednesday morning. That's right here, smack dab in the middle of the week. In the meantime, the week is cold. Look at all these teens just for highs and the little temperature there. You see that's our morning temperature when we're starting off the day, but a lot of single digits out there every single day except Friday. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday does have a snow chance. We think the bulk of the activity is here in the middle of the week, but there could be a couple flurries Monday, There may be some wraparound flurries there on Thursday. And then look at the trend. Oh my goodness, 38 degrees. It's going to feel like Tahiti here in central Indiana. I think you're going to like this weekend. Yes, it's still on the chilly side, and we're still below average. But it's going to feel a lot better compared to what we just dealt with throughout the week once we finally can get above freezing eventually this weekend. But tell you what, the sun makes a big difference. In the meantime, we'll get some sunrise throughout the week, but we've got that snow chance right midweek, Tuesday night into Wednesday. We'll have more updates as we get closer. This is just an early call on what you could possibly see right here across all of Indiana. Make sure you keep it here, keep it local. As always, we'll keep you advised.